How's it, Louis? It's Guys here. Hope you're doing great. So in today's video, I'm going to share how I break down the numbers on a traditional property deal in South Africa. And I realized that not every viewer of this channel is someone that wants to build a massive rental property portfolio. There's individuals that literally just want to buy one or two single let properties, or people that just want to acquire their first primary residence. And that's totally okay, because you need to focus on what will work for your situation. With that said, this video will be beneficial if you're someone that is just starting out, maybe you're researching property, or you're a beginner and just want to learn more about how the numbers work. So with that said, I'm going to show you guys how I look at the numbers on a traditional property deal. And I found a property in Johannesburg in North Riding, and I chose a price class that I feel is a good entry point, and it's listed for 1 million rand. I feel that majority of people in South Africa is probably looking for properties around this price class. Obviously, it's different in every area, but I wanted to show you guys a few things. So there's 4 things that we need to know before we can get started. The first one is the purchase price. This is straightforward to find on Property 24, and this is the price class that you want to buy your property in. And this is obviously where we know how much we are willing to offer on a property. The second thing is going to be your rental income. So even though you want to use it as a primary residence, it's always a good idea to know what your property can be rented out for, because let's say as you progress or as your family grows, you might move to a bigger primary residence and just rent out the first property instead of selling it. So it's a good idea to know your rental income. Then number 3 is going to be your expenses. So we just want to know all the monthly expenses that we have to account for, because what ends up happening is people miss some of these expenses, and at the end of the day, they can't really afford the property that they bought. Number 4 is going to be your acquisition costs and deposits. This is the fees or the money that you need to put down cash to acquire a property, which is going to be your transfer and registration cost and transfer duty in some cases, as well as a deposit if it's necessary. So with that said, let's jump into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a property deal that I found in North Riding. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom flat. And I'm just going to quickly show you. It's really good looking. I feel that it's a property that a lot of people would like to live in. It's very modern, it's very neat, and I felt this is a good starting point for a lot of people. You know, it's a good place to start. So like I mentioned, we need to know what the purchase price is, and here we can see it's around 1 million rand. The second thing we need to focus on is our rental income. And the easiest way to get an estimate of a rental income is to obviously know your area. You know, I live in Bloemfontein. I know what the rent is in certain markets, in certain areas in Bloemfontein. So you would probably know the same. But let's say I don't know Joburg so well. I would literally go to the to rent tab on Property 24 and search if that specific property is actually available to rent. And most of the time, there is more than one unit available to rent. And this is literally the same complex. It's just a different unit, but let me just show you the photos. Here we can see it's basically the same complex. It's also 2-bedroom. So this one is being rented out for 11,736 rand. So now we know our purchase price as well as our rental income. So the next thing we need to know is all of our expenses, and that is something that we'll quickly run through together. So I use this Excel sheet to run the numbers, to simplify it so that you don't have to write everything down. And if you want to get access to this Excel sheet, I'll leave a link down in the comments and in my description. You can download it for free, and I hope that you can use it and actually run the numbers and understand you know, the things that I'm going to show you here. So like I mentioned, we have our property value of 1 million rand. Next, we have our purchase price. So I always tell people, you know, just because it's listed for 1 million rand doesn't mean we have to pay 1 million rand. So I always make lower offers on properties, and let's just simplify this and say we pay 900,000 rand for this property. Like I said, we have our rental income of 11,736 rand. That means we need to focus on our expenses. So the most common expenses with a property is going to be your bond, is going to be levies, which is a fee you pay for your sectional title properties. We have rates and taxes that you pay towards the municipality. We have a rental commission if you wanted to rent out the property, and we have vacancy and repairs. Something else I added is just the bank account fees that you pay on a monthly basis. These are the set expenses that almost every property has. And if we work on a 30-year loan on 900,000 Rand, it means that this bond repayment is going to be 8,232 Rand. On property 24, we can see exactly what our rates and taxes and our levies is. Here we can see levies and rates and taxes, so I've just added here. Then commission is a fee that you pay an agent to manage your property for you. So I worked on a 6% fee for a single let property, which I feel is accurate. So it means you pay someone 700 Rand to literally place a tenant and manage your property on a month-to-month basis. And again, something else we can add is vacancy. We don't always have a fully occupied unit, and most of the time someone will maybe move out and there might be a vacant month that you need to pay without having rental income that month. So generally, we can just add a 5% vacancy amount, and we can change this on the Excel sheet as you feel necessary. And again, we have repairs. So I just worked on a 3% repair fee on the rental income that you receive. Again, these are things that you can change and swap out as necessary. And then we have a bank account fee of 75 Rand. So obviously this is something like F&B or whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is that these expenses is things that we need to pay for on a monthly basis. So we basically take our income and we deduct all of our expenses, and it gives us something that is called cash flow. And cash flow is a positive amount, shortfall is a negative amount. And in this case, we can see this property is going to cost us 55 Rand on a monthly basis, which effectively is a break-even deal. That's not too bad. It's not going to make anyone broke, but it's important to know that if you wanted to buy this property, you will have a shortfall on this deal. Meaning it's an additional amount that you need to pay from your own pocket. So to work out what we need to pay to acquire this property, we have to focus on the bond and transfer cost. And for a property worth 900,000 Rand, we would pay around 70,000 Rand to acquire the property and to transfer it to your name. This is very important because this is money that most of the time you need to pay cash unless you buy the property in your own name and you finance it through the bank, which is known as a 105% loan. This is something that you need to account for on your own. So if we look at this deal, we can see now that we have our purchase price, we have our income, we have our expenses, and we know what we need to put down as a deposit or acquisition to acquire this property. Looking at this, it gives us an idea of how to break down the numbers on a property deal, and it's really quite straightforward, but a lot of people skip this step and they end up buying something that, costs them a lot of money. So with that said, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know if there's a specific topic that you would like me to cover, and I'll see you guys in the next one.